Hearing. Your name, please, sir.
John R. Shagnon.
Jagnon, I'm seeing you on felony charges and city court charges, sir. On the felony charges, I've got you on theft of means of transportation and possession of paraphernalia. On that charge, sir, the state's asking for a $5,000 bond. On the city court cases, sir, I have you on failing to appear for a possession of paraphernalia charge. Give me 1 second, sir. Counsel, my inclination was to release Mr. Shagnon to pretrial services. Mr. Goodman, did you want to be heard, sir?
No, that's okay, Judge. I don't vehemently oppose that if that's your inclination.
Right. Sir, I will release you to pretrial services. I don't think Mr. Santini has any objections. That'll be on April, sorry, sir, your court date's going to be May 1st at 1:30 p.m. in front of, sorry, I won't say that yet. So that May 1st court date, sir, it's unlikely to go. I'm going to appoint the PD's office and order you to do any treatment as directed by pretrial services, no contact with the alleged victims. Sir, stay in touch with pretrial. They'll tell you when you have to appear at court. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
On the city court case, sir, given the charges, I am going to release you on your promise to appear. You're going to have court in front of Judge Hale. That's going to be on May 13th. That court date will go, sir. You'll have to go to court May 13th in front of Judge Hale at 2:30 p.m. in Tucson City Court. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
And with that, sir, and please of not guilty on the city court case. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Thank you, Lord.
Go to the transition center when you get out of here. They'll help you out. Okay. That's what. Mr. Black. Sir, this way.
Your name, please, sir.
Savion Clark.
Thank you, Clark. I'm seeing you on charges of unlawful flight from law enforcement. State's asking
Yes.
for a $25,000 bond in lieu of holding you no bond. They're alleging, sir, that you could be held without the ability to post bond because, again, these are allegations. They're allegations that you're on release for a felony out of Maricopa County. And when an individual in Arizona is released on one felony and picked up on new felony charges, they can be held without the ability to post a bond. So the state's saying instead of that, we're asking for a $25,000 bond. Mr. Goodman, my inclination was a $2,500 bond. If that was my inclination, would you be asking for?
That's fine, Judge. Whatever bond you feel is appropriate, the state would be okay with.
So, Mr. Santini, given what you just heard, my inclination is a $2,500 bond. I absolutely want to let you argue, sir.
Yeah, I think an $1,100 bond would be appropriate. He does have gainful employment as well as third-party custody.
So, Mr. Clark, I'm going to do a $2,500 bond. That's cash or secured. Your court date, sir, is going to be April 21st at 1:30 p.m. I'm appointing the PD's office to represent you, sir. That court date's unlikely to go. So please speak to your attorney about what to expect, sir, over the next few weeks, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Thank you. I'll talk to you next time. Appreciate you. Mr. Leon. No, sorry, this way. Everyone else goes out that door.
Your name, please, sir?
Manuel Leon Montoya.
Montoya, I'm seeing you on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a weapon. Give me 1 second, sir. I want to review pretrial's workup again. The state's asking, sir, for a $10,000 bond.
He does have spirit.
Given the report by pretrial services, Mr. Goodman, my inclination was to release Mr. Leon Montoya to pretrial services with orders not to possess any firearms and to surrender any firearms in his possession or ownership to TP within 24 hours of his release. Does either party wish to be heard?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Peter, the jail is telling me that Mr. Leon might have a superior court hold, in which case a release might harm or make it at least more difficult for us. See, are you seeing that on your end, Peter, or was that a different?
I can look it up too.
I would appreciate that.
He's not being held in the jail on anything else jail. Manuel Isidro Leon Montoya.
Correct.
Yes.
That was the only one.
That might be a mistake. Was that someone else?
Nope. I think it was a typo on our end.
Oh, and then a pretrial services sounds like a great idea, Judge.
Sir, I'm going to order you also do any monitoring or treatment required by pretrial services. Okay, so give them a call when you're released, sir. These allegations are simply allegations, but if you think that talking to somebody might be beneficial before you go home, actually, you know what? I bet the transition center is closed on Saturdays, isn't it?
No, it's open.
Is it? Great. Sir, really? It's open on Saturdays?
Yeah, I was just talking to them on the phone. I think they have reduced hours, but they're open Saturdays.
Fantastic. So, sir, when you're released from the jail, there's a blue line. If you follow that blue line, it will lead you to a transition center building. That place can help you with any types of services you might want to discuss. All right, prior to going back home, sir. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're good, sir.
Rachel.
Thank you.
No worries. Best of luck.
Mr. Lopez?
Your name, sir.
Erasmo Lopez.
Because I'm sending you on charges of unlawful flight from law enforcement, 2 counts of that, and failure to appear. These are misdemeanors. The law enforcement case, sir, the unlawful flight, sir, is from May 30th to 20. The state's asking, sir, that I honor the bond request. That was actually my inclination, counsel, to honor the $1,500 bond request. Mr. Santini, did you want to be heard, sir?
Yes, Judge. Just briefly, weighing towards his release. It looks like the warrant was mailed to an address on Alice Vale, but he's indicated that he's been residing on South Columbus Boulevard for 7 months, so it's possible that he missed that issuance of the warrant. He is gainfully employed and he has that housing. And his criminal history is relatively old, Judge. So I'd ask that you take that into account and consider releasing him to pretrial services or a reduced bond.
Mr. Lopez, I'm going to honor the bond, but for the failure to appear at a Tucson City Court, I would likely release you, sir. But because of the city court cases, sir, because of the failure to appear in city court, sir, I'm going to hold you on that initial warrant of $1,500. Your attorney is going to be the public defender's office, sir. Your court date is going to be an arraignment on April 17th at 1:30 p.m. On the city court case, sir, I'm going to set a non-transport review hearing and release you. Sir, if you do end up doing time on the city court case, your attorney, the city PD, will know how to make sure you get back time. I'm doing this so that you don't need to keep going to city court cases while you're felony. I'm going to appoint the city PD on that case and set that non-transport review hearing. One second, sir. I'll do a non-transport review hearing on, the update on May 11th. At 2 p.m. Point City PD enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And if you are released, sir, actually, regardless of your release, I'm going to order no contact of any kind with the alleged victims. And if you are released, you can't go to their residence or workplace, sir. All right, sir. And with that, you're excused.
Thank you.
Molina?
Your name, please, ma'am.
Hey, Molina.
Ms. Molina, I'm seeing you on 2 different things. Tucson City Court cases and a felony warrant out of Pinal County. The felony.
What's sorry?
Go ahead, ma'am. Actually, ask Mr. Santini any questions first.
All right, good to go, Judge.
Ms. Molina, the felony warrant is for possession of narcotic drug, possession of possession of a dangerous drug. It asks for, that doesn't seem right, actually. It should be possession of narcotic drug and paraphernalia, given that it's a F6 on the dangerous drug, so that can't be right.
That's what I was wondering too, because I know I didn't get a felony charge. I know they were misdemeanors.
An F6 narcotic offense, Judge, could be a synthetic, some sort of synthetic drug violation.
133408A1 and 3415.
Oh, that's paraphernalia. Yeah.
So it's possession of narcotic drug and possession of paraphernalia, ma'am. The Pinal County is asking for a $500 bond. I'm going to honor that request. You're going to have a review hearing, ma'am, in our courthouse on May 11th at 9 a.m. We just want to make sure that if you are released on all Pima County cases, that either Pinal comes and gets you within 72 hours or you're released. On the city court case, ma'am, I have you on multiple counts of criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia. That's it. Multiple counts of criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia. I'm going to hold you, ma'am, on a $500 cash or secured bond. Appoint the city PD to represent you. Set court for April 21st.
So a whole month from now I'll have court.
Sorry, ma'am.
And a whole month from now I'll have court. I'll be in here for at least a month.
You're going to have court on April 21st. Once you're finished with the city court cases, ma'am, the jail can hold you for 72 hours before Pinal County comes and gets you. If they don't come and get you in 72 hours, you'll be released. And then you'll have to go to Pinal County on your own. But first, you're going to have to resolve your city court cases. If you do post those bonds, ma'am, you're going to have to make it to court on your own, okay? All right, let me enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf in the city court cases. If I didn't say so, Carter, I'm PD and ordering you not to go to any locations, ma'am, where you've been trespassed.
Okay.
With that, ma'am, you're excused.
Mr. Samaniego,
Thank you. Your name, please?
Joseph Samaniego.
Give me 1 second, sir. Mr. Samaniego, I'm seeing you on charges of
Your name, please?
Hold on.
Joseph Samaniego.
Sir, give me 1 second, okay? I'll call you in a minute here. All right, Mr. Samaniego, I'm seeing you on charges. Can the individual who is using the telephone themselves? All right, Mr. Samaniego, I'm seeing you on charge of disorderly conduct. It's 3 counts of disorderly conduct, sir. On these charges, sir, the state's asking for a $10,000 bond. I understand that there is a alleged victim on the phone who wanted to be heard. I believe her name is Amber. If that's correct, can you now unmute yourself and please announce yourself for the record?
This
All right, ma'am, your full name.
is hello. This is Amber Samaniego.
All right, what did you want to say regarding Mr. Samaniego's release conditions, ma'am?
That he is not a threat or harm here to anybody here in the home.
Okay. Are you asking for future contact, ma'am?
Excuse me?
You asking for contact?
Yes.
You're asking for All right, I was just reviewing the Form 4C questionnaire.
Okay.
Mr. Goodman, given what you've heard from one of the alleged victims in this case, is your recommendation still a $10,000 bond?
Doesn't change my position at all, given the allegations, Judge. It's not uncommon for that type of input in these cases. This isn't like I want to call the case earlier where something was produced and it didn't go beyond that. We're talking about a gun was produced during a DV incident, pointing it at his own head, waving it all around. That is the definition of a danger, regardless of what this victim's input is.
Some of the answers on the Form 4C caused some concern too, Mr. Santini. The final decision, and I haven't yet. Do you wish to be heard, sir?
I do, Your Honor. We'd be asking for Mr. Samniego's release to pretrial services, noting no felony criminal history and no relevant domestic violence history. He is the sole provider for his family. He is gainfully employed and he's a lifelong Tucsonan. I talked with Mr. Samaniego about the concerns the court might have. He does have housing away from the alleged victims in this case, from his wife and children. He can stay with his father who lives in Tucson. I have not personally confirmed that, but Mr. Samaniego has indicated that he spoke with him on the phone and was able to confirm that with him. So we would ask for his release to pretrial services or a more 1-1 on the scale, by the way.
Yeah. Ms. Samaniego, is Joseph the sole provider?
She has to unmute.
There we go. Ms. Samaniego, is Mr. Samaniego the sole provider for the family?
Yes, he is.
Joseph the sole provider? He has to unmute.
Oh,
I'm not sure why it's repeating. All right, Mr. Samaniego, over the state's objection, I am going to release you to pretrial services. I will allow contact, sir, with your wife.
yes, he is the sole provider.
I will allow contact. I'm going to order you not to go to her residence or workplace. Find somewhere else to stay for the meantime. Your attorney, the PD, can relitigate this and ask that you be allowed to return back home. But as of right now, sir, given the nature of the allegations, given the state's request, given some of the information on the Form 4C, I am going to order that you not go to the victim's residence or workplace. If you have belongings there, you can go back one time with law enforcement escort to pick up those belongings. I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, that you surrender any firearms in your ownership to TPD or PCSO within 24 hours of your release, sir. Your court date, sir, is going to be on May 1st at 1:30 p.m. That court date, sir, is unlikely to go. So please speak to your attorney about what to expect. Ms. Samaniego, I have released Mr. Samaniego. I've allowed him to have contact with you, but for the time being, just to make it clear, he cannot live with you right now or your children. He needs to find somewhere else to live. This way he can work, he can still provide. But given the nature of the allegations, I do think there's a to the family. Mr. Samaniego, I would suggest that when you are released today, you go to the transition center. They can offer some resources that you might find beneficial, given the charges and given some of the other things that I have read in the pretrial services report, sir. Good luck, sir.
You'll be getting out too. They're changing DVPHs, Judge, so we're gonna start doing those more often, apparently.
Yeah, that's what Kendrick told me 2 years ago. Your name, please, sir?
Jesus Sepulveda.
Mr. Sepulveda, I'm seeing you on charges of aggravated assault on a corrections officer, aggravated assault with a simulated weapon. Sir, the state's asking for a $20,000 bond. My inclination, Mr. Santini, was a $10,000 cash or secured bond. Did you want to be heard, sir?
Given the APL hold, I think a $5,000 bond is appropriate.
I did not see the APO hold. Hold on. Thanks. Okay. Oh, from Maricopa County. All right. Mr. Sepulveda, I'm going to do the $10,000 cash or secured bond. Your attorney suggested 5,000 because of the APO hold, which means that even if you were to post any bond, whether it be $1 or $1 million, you wouldn't be released until Maricopa County said you could be released. That being said, I also want to make sure you stay in the Pima County Jail until you can resolve these cases. So I'm going to do a $10,000 cash or secured bond, sir. Order the PD appointed. Set court on May 1st at 1:30 p.m. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Thank you.
Your name, please, sir.
Joseph Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, I have you on multiple cases from 3 different courthouses. I have you on felony charges, justice court charges, and city court charges. The felony charges, sir, are it's CR 2026-1127, possession of paraphernalia and criminal trespass ×2. I also have you on a misdemeanor for paraphernalia, and then a failure to appear for a shoplifting charge at a justice court, and a failure to appear for a paraphernalia charge at a city court.
Yes, sir.
On the indicted felony count, sir, the state's asking for a $5,000 bond for your warrant. Counsel, my inclination was a $1,500 bond. That was what Mr. Thomas was initially held on prior to the dismissal and the issuance of the warrant for $5,000. Does either party wish to be heard?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
The lower bond is appropriate given the circumstances.
All right, so Mr. Thomas, on the felony case, I'm going to hold you on that $1,500 cash or secured bond. That was what was initially set some months ago. Your court date is in arraignment. It's April 17th at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to appoint the PD's office in order that if you do post the bonds, you do not go back to the incident location.
Okay.
On the justice court case, so let's talk about the failure to appear for the shoplifting. I'm going to hold you on a $500 bond, cash is secured. Make sure you get time credit, sir. I'm going to appoint John Illis to represent you on that case. If you do post these bonds, sir, you can't go back to the incident location where you were alleged to have shoplifted. Your court date, sir, is going to be on April 13th at 1 p.m. And Mr. Illis will be there to represent you, okay? On your city court cases, sir, given your felony charges, sir, I am going to set a non-transport review hearing in front of Judge Klotz. Appoint the city PD. That hearing will be on May 15th at 9 a.m. I'm going to release you on the city court case, sir, so that I can set that non-transport review hearing. If you do end up serving time, sir, for your city court case, your attorney, the PD, will make sure that you get appropriate time credit. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. With that, then you're excused. Oh, let me enter pleas of not guilty. With that, you're excused.
Yeah, real.
Your name, please?
Alejandra Villarreal.
This, I'm sorry, did you say Alejandra Villarreal?
Yes.
Ms. Villarreal, I'm seeing you on a couple different cases here. I'm seeing you on a felony case. On the felony case, ma'am, I'm seeing you on possession of dangerous drug, possession of paraphernalia. Judge Monroe issued a $500 warrant for your arrest. My inclination is to honor that request, Mr. Santini, given that Ms. Villarreal was earlier released to pretrial services and failed to comply. Do you want to be heard, sir?
One moment. So, Judge, Ms. Villarreal is asking for her release. She'd ask that you consider that she doesn't have any felony convictions, no relevant misdemeanor history. She has indicated that she now has a phone, and she's, trying to get her life back in order here. I ask that you consider the nature of the charges, drug possession and second-degree trespass on the misdemeanors. If you are inclined to hold her, Judge, we'd ask for more reasonable bond, $250 as to both.
Well, I'm going to do the $500 cash or secured bond that was asked for by Judge Monroe.
Because
It's the no contact with pretrial services and then the failing to multiple city court cases. That's why I'm going to honor that bond request. I'm going to release you on the city court case, though, so I can set a non-transport hearing for you on May 15th, and so I can appoint the city PD to represent your interests at that hearing. If you do post that bond, ma'am, you should go to that court date on May 15th. However, the city PD will be there to advocate for you regardless. That will be in front of Judge Clotes. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you on the city court cases, ma'am. Hold you on that $500 bond on the felony case, ma'am. And with that, ma'am, you're excused.
I didn't get the mail.
Here, we'll
That's
talk
my
about it out
problem.
there, okay?
But I didn't understand when you said 500 and like half.
Here, we'll talk about it outside. Don't worry.
Thank you,
All
Carter.
right, I think we're done then.
Thank you, Carter. Thank you, Peter.
All right, thanks, Peter.
And have a good day.